Sex. That's the topic today. 안녕하세요 여러분, 저는 션입니다.
And 저는 첼시입니다.
Cool. So this is part 2 to part 1 of the dating kind of topic that we're doing. This is Chelseaspeak3. Go to her channel, Chelseaspeak3. I will link it below.
And you can see what we talked about, like online dating and dating apps in Korea and how that social scene is and has changed and all that fun stuff.
Right on. But Chelsea, when I say like sex and Korea and relationships, what's the first thing you think of? The stereotypical view of relationships and sex in Korea, in your opinion?
The word that comes to mind when I think of Korea in general is still conservative.
Right.
Like when I first got here 5 years ago, it was very much still a no sex before marriage. You only dated within your social circle. When it came to foreigners, like you could date a foreigner, but you would still probably end up having social pressure from your parents or from your friends to date and marry a Korean person.
Yeah.
And I think in general, sexuality was very far below the surface. If you were participating in anything that was non-traditional, you certainly never talked about it outside of the bedroom.
So that's really interesting. In my opinion, I think we're experiencing a slow change now. And it's steady though. I think women and men are feeling less pressure to be in a relationship. They're feeling more free to kind of explore their sexuality, to explore whatever they like. People are finding their preferences. They're finding what they like. They're finding the type of guy, the type of girl they like. Whether that be through a dating app, meeting someone in a bar, or just being single and kind of having like a one-night stand here and there, that's all leading towards the point of self-actualization. We're getting more of a population, in my opinion, of 20-year-olds and 30-year-olds who know themselves more. They know what they like in a relationship. They know what they like sexually, and they've had a lot of good experience. So I think that's really bettering the society, and it's better for men and women, you know?
Yeah.
So these are all the good points. What do you think?
So some of the cons as like more of a conservative person is that if you're like a serial monogamist and you like relationships, I'm finding people are a lot more wishy-washy.
Yeah.
Like before they reach that point of self-actualization where they're ready for a relationship, because they have access to dating apps, because it's a lot easier to hook up with somebody, it's harder for them to commit to somebody. You know, why? I'm in my 20s, I'm a stud, I can do whatever. Why do I want to have a boyfriend when I can get whatever on the side every single night with a new person and it's a fun experience?
Yeah.
So people are also a lot less likely to have that conversation with you of, I'm serious, I want to be in a committed relationship. And I think it also makes it a lot easier to cheat on somebody because like you're just so tempted. It's not even their fault necessarily, but like it's so easy to download that app, make a profile, and just
go to
swipe.
the bar.
Yeah.
It's just easy to meet people these days.
Yeah. And because so many people are having these casual relationships, you have to be really careful about being safe.
Yeah.
Because you could end up bringing home something that will stay even after the girl or guy has left.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well put. Well put.
But ultimately, like, it's a good thing.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing because for me as a guy, I've dated around. I've had casual relationships. I've done a lot of these things, and I'm really thankful for my experience. Now that I'm kind of ready to meet like a nice girl, I would rather have a girl who's also had a lot of experience, dating, traveling, just worldly experience. I'm not saying I would just automatically turn down a girl who has had less experience, but I prefer someone who I can talk to who knows themselves in a relationship sexually. You know, I think that's an attractive thing. You know, you might not hear a lot of guys say this. Guys might always say, oh, I want a pure girl. No, I want a girl who knows herself. You know what I mean?
I think it leads to a more dynamic relationship because you're not in the relationship because you feel lonely. You're not in the relationship because you feel social pressure to stay with one person.
Right.
You're in that relationship because you have been out in the world, you've dated all the wrong people, You learned what you don't like. You dated all the right people. You've learned what you do like. And now you've found one person who has all of those qualities and you feel content to stay.
Right.
Because you know that there's no one else out there better than this person.
Right. Of course, there's people who can get trapped in the circle of continual dating and sleeping around and whatever for the rest of their life. But I think most people kind of get tired of that, you know?
Yeah, eventually
At least that's
burn
my
out.
experience.
Yeah, eventually you would burn out. And, well, I think if you're dating for the right reasons, which is to learn about yourself and to have emotional maturity, then eventually you reach a point where you're ready completely inside and outside to meet that right person.
That's right on.
Because for me, it's not necessarily about who you're meeting even, it's about who you're meeting and when you meet them. Where you are in your life stage and emotional development and maturity that you're ready to acknowledge, recognize, and accept that relationship when it comes your way.
Well stated. I think we're gonna wrap it up right here. That was a good point. I'm Sean.
I'm Chelsea. Be sure to check out our video that we did on my channel too.
Absolutely. I'll put that in a link below. And tell me the while. Bye.